Ashwani, what's in store for us today? Consolidation, strength or profit booking?
Morning, Nikunj. This entire rally for the last 3 or 4 days has been unable to show large green bars. Now, what that means is that we open gap up, but then we are unable to make progress during the day. And that generally is a sign of momentum, that whether, the market is finding buying coming in throughout the day post the gap up. So you have very tiny little bars, gapping up every day. And that is never a good sign, and hence our call yesterday afternoon was that we are not comfortable with this sort of a rally, and this indicates slow momentum. Also, large private banks are unable to participate in this rally, leading to a lot of stalling in the Nifty. So, we have moved to the sidelines just to see what happens from here. It's not a bearish call, etc. But we need, large bars, large green bars to come into the market to be able to conclude that, this is a solid rally which can stay past 6,000. If that doesn't happen soon enough, then 59.80, which has been the last couple of days low broadly, if that gets taken out, then, probably you can get into a correction, and maybe you need a correction before good fresh momentum can be built up for a bigger move. This is a fairly slow move, 800 advancers to 600 decliners. I mean, this is not smacking of a great new uptrend, because in the initial part of the uptrend, you need to have, 3:1, 4:1 kind of market breadth. So the call here is that we'll move to the sidelines to see, whether the market is able to gain momentum and protect our profits, because there are hardly any profits of 5,900 to 6,000. And if you give back, 50, 60 points waiting for something to happen, I don't think that's great trading. So better protect your profits than lose them.
Ashwani, two stocks for you, and then we'll discuss your ideas. Bajaj Holdings and Muthoot Finance.
Well, Bajaj Holding, along with the other Bajaj stocks, has been doing extremely well, and Bajaj stocks are behaving somewhat like the Ambani stocks did in from 2006 to 2008, and a fresh move has started here. So chances are the next target on Bajaj Holding is about 1200, and on Muthoot Finance, again with the caveat that I'm not at all impressed with these stocks, the way they move, the way the policy impacts them. I would think that you could see levels about 300 on the stock. It's trading now above its listing highs, so that's always a positive. So till it remains above 200, I think the stock remains bullish.
Ashwani, your Nifty strategy for the day, followed by your recommendations.
Well, Nifty for the day needs to stay above 6,004 to remain positive. Resistance comes in at 6,022 and 6,035. Support comes in at 59.91 and 59.73. Bank Nifty needs to stay above 12,779, and CNX IT needs to stay above 6,080. BTST from yesterday, Videocon Industries was a buy with a stop about 216, target of 232. Z was a buy with a stop about 225, target of 242. And Bajaj Auto was a buy with a stop about 2160, target of 2300. Fresh calls, Lakshmi Vilas is a buy with a stop about 107, target of 122. Chola Mandalam Finance is a buy with a stop about 278, target of 302. Cummins is a buy with a stop about 520, target of 565. Federal Bank is a sell with a stop about 550, target of 515. Pantaloon Retail is a sell with a stop about 261, target of 244. And Colgate Palmolive is a sell with a stop about 1550, target of 1480.
Ashwani, we've been seeing good traction in the oil and gas space, be it a Cairn, ONGC or Reliance. Anything that you like?
Well, Cairn is an underperformer, and unless we can get past 340, 345, I don't think there is much to do in cane. ONGC is in a old range of about 245, 250, right up to 290. The one that's interesting is maybe Reliance. It's gotten to about 860. Now, the next 20 points are fairly key on Reliance because that's where it's turned back from. It seems it's making some kind of a longer term bottom, and if we can cross these next 20 points, then maybe, on a medium term basis, you could open up, 200 points on the upside. But, that remains to be seen whether we are able to cross 860, 880. So the only stock I would like to buy here is probably Reliance. The OMCs, while they have gotten to the upper end of their ranges, I think right now you need to take money off instead of trying to make fresh entries. They are in a 10-15% type of range, and I think they have reached the upper end of their ranges.
Actually, just a follow-up question on your picks. You got a sell on Federal Bank, a sell on Pantaloon Retail, and a sell on Colgate-Palmolive. Now, Federal Bank, Pantaloon Retail, and Colgate-Palmolive, they have one thing in common. That in last 8-10 days, they have been marked outperformers. Do you think the tide has turned for these three stocks?
It's not turned, but they can go through some profit booking, and that is the call that since the market is stalling on the upside, things which have gone up fairly sharply could come down a bit. And since these are day trading calls, they don't reflect, longer term bias on the stocks. So the idea here is that we are going to make heavy weather of staying above 6,000. And on any 50-point type of decline, anything that went up sharply, chances are we'll see a lot of profit booking.